Hello, I'm Mike Biselli, your host for this podcast and the global community rallying around it. During this episode, I shared my thoughts regarding the current state of the coronavirus pandemic, why I've started a new type of episode for the podcast, and what we will accomplish together moving forward. But before we dive in, it is evident now more than ever the tremendous need for community and connectedness, even while being socially distant, and there is no doubt we will achieve solving this need by banding together. Roll up your sleeves and let's go. Welcome to Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli, where we highlight and speak with the innovators, the game changers, and the pioneers who are deeply passionate and relentless in solving the problems our world is facing today. This is your opportunity to connect with and learn from these leaders and to support them on their mission. Perhaps they will soon be hearing your story as well. This is Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli. I look forward to having you on this journey with us. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first session of A Moment with Mike on our podcast. In a moment, I'll be sharing why I'm starting this new type of episode on our podcast, what I plan to accomplish with all of you, and what to expect moving forward. But first, a bit of housekeeping. For our audience, while listening to any of our episodes, please make sure to join our online community at passionatepioneers.com in order to share feedback and ideas and to interact with the community. And lastly, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast so you will automatically receive episode updates in your podcast player. Simply search Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli in iTunes or Spotify, or click the link at the bottom of the episode notes. Well, before I share the reasons for starting this type of episode on our podcast, I want you to know these episodes are going to be very raw, very unscripted, and intentionally so. In a way, this is a form of mental well-being for myself during this very stressful period of life that we're all forced to embark on. And with that, for reasons for starting this episode are the following. Obviously, we're living in unprecedented times, and I've been receiving so many messages of how many people are anxious and scared, lonely, but also want to figure out how to help others during this pandemic with the coronavirus. Thus, I'm going to be discussing all of this and take them head on and be authentic as I possibly can, and to offer up resources and ways that we can all be helping each other. It is a bit surreal for me knowing that months ago in 2019, I intentionally named this podcast Passionate Pioneers. I would have never thought that we'd be entering into a pandemic where all of us are now going to be forced to be pioneers, as these are unprecedented times. But I'm looking forward to doing it alongside all of you. So some of the things that I'm hoping to accomplish with this new type of episode on our podcast are the following. Obviously, at my core, I love to build community. And it is absolutely apparent to me right now that community is needed now more than ever. And new ways and ideas and building of community and what that looks like has changed. And thus we need to make that new reality ourselves. And so this is my way to give back and to continue to do what I love doing most, building community. We're going to build a strong, inclusive, and global community through this podcast, as we have been for months. But now we're going to kick it into overdrive. Luckily, a number of months ago, I decided to use the Mighty Networks platform to turn on passionatepioneers.com. And now it's going to be used in ways that I had never even anticipated for a global pandemic. And so this is where we will be joining forces now and moving forward, again, over at passionatepioneers.com. We're going to be able to help each other out, even if it's just posting a simple hi to the community, sharing resources of what's happening in our communities, the needs we have, the ideas we have, and some of the suggestions of how we can continue to get through this new reality that we will all be living in. And so expect moving forward. I fully realize I have no idea where this pandemic is going to take our world, and none of us do. Thus, I also have no idea where all of you will take passionatepioneers.com as we band together through these unprecedented times. But that's the beauty in building community. It's a living and breathing life force, and all of you are the fuel. We will continue to interview incredible pioneers doing amazing work to better the health of our communities around the world. But we're also going to focus on sharing thoughts and ideas of how to get through this pandemic over the number of months ahead of us. And so it's my hope that I can publish a Moment with Mike once a week and share some of the things happening in our community and share some of the resources that I've stumbled upon or have been fortunate to learn about, and to continue to share all the stories of incredible work that many of you are on the front lines battling right now with. The stories are already starting to pour in. the stories of need, the stories of incredible toil and hard work to save lives, to get us ready for what is going to be ahead of us for the number of months. And we will continue to shed a light on all of that. And we'll continue to ask all of you to share those stories with us as well. Now let's talk a little bit about the pandemic. These are some of the things that I've been hearing in my briefings with national leaders and experts. The biggest need right now that our country has, that we must adhere to, is social distancing. I keep seeing pictures online and social media of many people still going to bars, although those locations are now being shut down, or hanging out in large groups closely together. Trust me, as many of you who know me, I am the first one to get together and spend time with loved ones and friends in a group setting. But now is the time that we must become very disciplined and do what's right for our nation. So I've been hearing that social distancing is the biggest thing that all of us can be doing to help our country and our fellow neighbors. To put this in context of how important it is, I've recently heard some statistics are the following. For every 200 people that practice social distancing, we will save one life. And for every person that contracts coronavirus and does not practice social distancing, has the ability to give it to approximately 300 other people. These are stark and sobering facts, but we must do our part and be disciplined and practice social distancing right now. This has been an incredible week for me and my family as my spouse works on the front lines at a hospital, and I'm surrounded by many leaders nationally and internationally that are battling this head on. But here's where I take hope, and this is where I remain incredibly optimistic. The people I get to spend time with, the leaders that are doing inspiring work, are doing exactly that. They are leading. They are stepping up to the plate in so many ways. It is so inspirational to see people already sacrificing so much to give back to their community and to battle this pandemic that is in front of all of us. I know we're going to get through it. It's going to be hard. Our daily way of life is literally changing by the hour. I know that, and you know that. But I'm going to dedicate to all of you. I'm going to relentlessly work to continue to shine the light on many of you who are working tirelessly to help bring this pandemic to a manageable state. Also, I'm going to continue to do what I love so much in building community. So again, some housekeeping. Please go over to passionatepioneers.com. It's free. Please join us. I have no idea the ways that all of you are going to use this moving forward, and that's what I love most. I want to see it being leveraged to help all of us during these difficult times. Create new subgroups, create threads, and help our fellow community members, or share other ideas with prior guests on some of the work that they are engaged in, as well as our future guests. Because as I mentioned, we will continue on and share some of these amazing stories and people that are pushing for better health in our communities across the globe. Also, please share this podcast with your family, friends, and community members, and please share passionatepioneers.com with them as well. We need everybody around this table. This is an all hands on deck moment, and this is an opportunity to shape your future and your children and grandchildren's future. I don't take this lightly. I know days ahead are going to be tough, but I want you to know that I'm here for all of you, and I recognize this is one of the best ways that I can be there for you and for the thousands that have already joined Passionate Pioneers around the world. Continue to share with me ideas and feedback of how we can continue to better this podcast and bring this community even closer together. By the way, there's going to be some other fun things happening on passionatepioneers.com. The Mighty Networks technology, the backbone for the platform, allows for live broadcasting and Q&A sessions and other really cool features that we're exploring as a team that I hope to turn on over the coming months as we have to continue to practice social distancing. So we're going to have some fun with it as well. We're going to definitely make it a unique and fun environment to continue to bring all of us closer together. I'm so thankful for many of you. This has been an incredibly difficult week, and no, I'm trying as hard as I can to do my duty for this country. And I know all of you are as well. I can't wait to hear from many of you and look forward to all the other community members that you bring into the fold. Please continue to do the amazing work all of you are dedicated to. We need you now more than ever. Again, head over to passionatepioneers.com. Join us on the free online community. I look forward to continuing the conversation over there, and I look forward to all the good work that I know many of you already are engaged in. Thank you for joining us today on Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli. We'd love to hear your feedback about the podcast so we can continue to improve this community and to further support the pioneers being featured. Lastly, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast and invite your friends and colleagues to join us. This is Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli. I look forward to having you back with us during our next episode.